welcome to Behind the Bands, a show where we bring you a closer look at local musicians and artists performing in the 4 states. I'm your host, Sadie Heisner.
And I'm Yaneli Lopez, and today we have Route 3, a local band that writes and sings traditional bluegrass songs. Their band is comprised of members Jason Jordan on guitar, Doug Clifton on bass, Greg Potter on mandolin, and Janice Martin on banjo.
They have played locally, but also in some very unique places, including Silver Dollar City and Branson. So let's take a listen to their first song, What's the Difference? And we're back with Route 3. So what motivated you guys to create the band, the name Route 3?
Well, most of us, we've played music our entire life and played in different bands or different genres of music, in fact. And Doug and I grew up together, and so we always wanted to play music together, but we always played for other bands. Mm-hmm. And so the good Lord lined it up where the band I'd been with for 15 years had dissolved, and Doug was in a Southern gospel band, and they were quitting taking a break, and we got together and started picking and said, hey, we got something here, so let's see where we can go. And before we knew it, Route 3 was born. Yeah. As far as the name goes, I actually wrote a song called Route 3. Before we decided to have a band, really. and we were talking about a name for a band one time, and after we got together and got started, and Doug, actually, his address used to be Route 3. And so it just seemed fitting, and we liked it, and it just stuck.
And we really couldn't come up with anything any better.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's all connected. So when did the band start?
2019.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So, what made you guys choose the instruments you play?
I actually started as a kid. I played mandolin. I always wanted to play like Bill Monroe. In fact, when I was young, I got a chance to meet Bill Monroe, which is the father of bluegrass. And he started bluegrass and responsible for, you know, a lot of careers out there just because of what he brought forth for the music. And so I played mandolin, and then eventually went to a banjo and played a little bit of everything, and always played guitar, but not a lot. And I got a chance to play with some friends of ours from Cassville, Missouri, and we had a band for 15 years together, and it was to be a guitar player, and I didn't think I was a guitar player, but once I started playing guitar, I was done with everything else. I just stuck with that, and that was my instrument. So, yeah.
Yeah. I've always gravitated toward the bass. I don't know why. I play guitar a little bit, not well, but I've just always, that's something that I've always heard and just kind of been drawn to, I guess. So that's just my instrument of choice, I guess.
Well, I started with the guitar, and then I didn't even play till I was in college. And when I had another friend that started college the year after I did, and he played guitar, but he had a mandolin, and so he would play guitar, and I grabbed the mandolin, and it was a cheap silver tone harmony, something like that. And I learned to play that, and then kind of got a loner for a while, and then to me, it just something that always kind of resonated with me. I still like the guitar, but the mandolin just seemed to resonate with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I started on guitar. I actually bought my first guitar for like $25 from a Bible camp we went to. I'd won the Books of the Bible thing, and I spent my $25 on that. And then my brother started playing guitar, and he played it better than I did. So I was just like, it's okay. You can have it. I always thought the banjo was really cool, so I was just destined to be a banjo player, I think. So
I agree.
that was awesome.
We agree.
All right. So who are some of your influences that got you getting into bluegrass?
Greg?
Oh, gracious. I listened to a lot of Ricky Skaggs because he was mainstream country that crossed over to bluegrass. I grew up listening to, the Highway 40 blues and some of those songs that you would hear on country radio. But when I got into bluegrass music, I mean, that kind of crossed over. J.D. Cronin, New South, Tony Rice, and really actually started probably more Flat and Scruggs to begin with. Just the circle of friends that I had, that's the records, tapes, whatever we had, that just seemed to be what we had, and we really started there, but the interest grew towards more of the mainstream type stuff. Bill Monroe, of course, Dempsey Young and the Lost and Found, mandolin players that are very notable, people that really paid attention to what they were playing and had unique styles, and so I always gravitated to those people.
Yeah.
That's a good place to start. If anybody ever says, who should I listen to? I've never listened to bluegrass.
Route 3 would be
Get Route 3 CD and then go to the Lonesome River Band and see what's out there, because they're a very good example of will appeal to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So, can you guys tell us a little bit about the song we're going to hear next? It's called "Don't Know What I'll Do."
Yeah. I write a lot of the music that we do, and Greg is, since he's come into the band, he's a great writer as well, and we've co-written some stuff together. This is one that I kind of had together before we wrote anything. But I was looking for an upbeat song, something that was for a new project, and I just happened to be coming home and got stuck by a train, and I was just sitting there thinking, you know how you think when you're sitting there at a train stop and you have no signal on your phone, and so then you actually have to use your brain power. But that's how it kind of started for me, and that's a lot of my writing is that way. Either it's something I've from my past, or a story that I've heard, or something I just see like that. And I got to thinking about all the people that travel the world, or used to travel the world even more so by train, and how important it was to get home to someone that you loved, and you couldn't just get on a plane or drive there in an hour. You had to wait for the train to get there, and that's where that song was born from.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and take a listen to "Don't Know What I'll Do." And we're back with Route 3. So what does the process of creating a song look like?
Sometimes it's ugly. No, like I said earlier, when it comes to songwriting, myself, I usually, a tune comes to mind. And so I record a lot of stuff on my phone. And Greg does a lot of just one line, a couple words or one line, and he puts it in his phone. And so it's really fun for us to write together to create a song because we do write differently, but yet we're similar. And so when the process starts, sometimes I will have it down and I will bring it to the band or something that Greg and I has worked on. And we think it's really great. And then as we play it together, it actually changes and evolves into differently than I originally wrote it. And that's the great thing about having a tight band that is very musically in their background. We're able to take that song that I've started to create and really make it fit what we do and our style and sound.
Awesome. So does it follow a certain theme or does it differ just depending on what you're writing?
Sometimes it does, of course. I know I won't speak for Greg, but I love to write stories. I love for my songs that I write to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I like a lot of it to be truth, A lot of the songs I write are from past experiences or someone has told me a story or something like that. And that leads into the whole telling of the story. And it's a fun process. Sometimes they come really quick. You can write a song in just a matter of no time. And then sometimes you may have just a verse and a chorus and you may hang on to that for months and months before it ever evolves into a song.
What's funny is that I think every song we've written has been over the phone, has not been in person, which is really odd and strange.
It is.
But Jason will send me something and I'll send something back or vice versa. And literally over the phone, we have these pieces that we're putting together. And then Jason will usually go down and sit down with a guitar and play it and sing it. And we're like, okay, that's it. And then it comes to the band and you start arranging it and it changes and it becomes the band song and not just Jason's personality or my personality, but the personality of everybody, which has been really neat.
It puts our own stamp on it. Greg and I get the opportunity to put our writing skills, and then as a band, we get to put that sound to it. And we always know it's great when we think it's good, and then we bring it to the band and we start to play it, and then we just start smiling. We're like, we know this is going somewhere because it just feels right. So. It's a very neat process, and like I said, sometimes it's very quick and sometimes it takes a while.
Awesome.
So what are some of your favorite local venues to play at?
I'm going to say my number one favorite of all time will be in Conway, Missouri. It'll be Starvey Creek Bluegrass Festival. And I say that because there's a close second, Silver Dollar City, of course. My first show at Silver Dollar City was in 1988.
Oh.
That was a long time. I'm dating myself. That was a long time ago. I was just a kid, but so I've had a long ties there. But also, my first trip to Starvey Creek was in 1988 as well, and so those are very too high on my list.
I feel the exact same way. Yeah, I love Starvey Creek. It's a real family atmosphere.
Yes.
A lot of people come and camp there for the weekend and bring their family, and a lot of families have done it for years.
Any of the local festivals, anytime you can get out and support local music, and it's great to go backstage in some of those, and especially if they're long-running festivals. West Plains, the Hoba Festival coming up, actually just played this last weekend, but that festival, you just go back in the back of the stage and you see the posters and the playbills of people that have played there, maybe 20, 30 years ago. Or, to me, there's a lot of history to that, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah.
Starvey Creek for me too, because as a little kid, I don't remember what year it was 1990 something. My parents put a blanket on the ground and all four of us older kids just sat there and listened to Jim and Jesse and all of the greats, and back then you didn't even know who it was you were listening to, but then as you started playing music and realizing all the people that have come through places like that, and it's right in your back door, and I'm honored to just play that.
And we're blessed to have these great venues right here in the Ozarks, And those would be my two favorite, but we probably all have one, and I have one that's dear to my heart, and that's in Nashville, Tennessee, and that's the world famous Station Inn.
I sat and watched J.D. Crowe, like I could put my feet on the stage
Yeah.
where J.D. Crowe was, standing, and this would be my first time going, and I'll be standing exactly where J.D. Crowe stood.
It's very
And-
personal.
Yes, and you don't get to play places like that very often. And
Yeah.
Station Inn is one of those places that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's got history, yeah.
Yeah.
So, of course, you guys mentioned you even traveled further, and you guys even recorded with Pine Castle Records in Tennessee. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, we just, in fact, have released our second project with Pine Castle. We signed with them over a year ago, and did our first project with them, and it did really well. We had a few songs that hit the charts, the bluegrass charts, and done well. And this project we just released the single about 3 weeks ago or so. So it's out there, and our single is "I Don't Know What I'll Do." And it's getting a lot of airtime. In fact, we just found out it had jumped the charts from 47 to 45, and we were like, yay! And then now it went from 45 to number 7. So it's climbing the ladder. So we're very, very blessed that Pine Castle took when we were growing up, there's a lot of record labels, but in the bluegrass world, when you seen the Pine Castle name, you just knew these are bluegrass people, because that's who they got. Lonesome River Band, really good music, and so you always knew when you seen that Pine Castle logo that it was going to be good bluegrass. And for those folks to hear our music and take a chance on what we consider ourselves just some local folks that were family people. Doug Farms, I work for a city, I preach it in our little town. We all we're homebodies and we have families, and that's hard for a label to want to sign you because you're not out on the road full time. But they believed in us, they signed us, and we couldn't be happier to be a part of Pine Castle Records.
Well, congrats on making top charts.
Thank you.
All right, so we're going to take a listen to another song. Here is Broken Hearted Fool.
As I sit alone tonight in the shadow of an old coal light, just thinking about the day when we first met. The prettiest thing I'd ever seen, thought I was lost in a crazy dream. Big blue eyes I know I'll never ever forget. Well, we courted for a while. I walked her home every night 2 miles, just to hold her hand and smell that sweet perfume. Chasing her like an old bloodhound, she turned my world upside down. Now they lock me up and I don't know what I'll do. These prison walls around me are driving me insane. I wake up in a cold, cold sweat just to call in her name. Oh, 99 they gave me and 99 I'll do. No regret while I go back to broken hearted fool. Well, they put me far away, said I'll never see the light of day. I just swinging that old pig till the sun goes down. Oh, that cell became my home the night your heart turned as cold as stone, and Tommy lay there still up on the ground. Well, I thought you were the one the night I pulled out a loaded gun, and it changed the way I feel deep in my heart. And now I spend these lonely days with a number and not a name, and a memory that kept us so far apart. These prison walls around me are driving me insane. I wake up in a cold, cold sweat just to call in her name. Oh, 99 they gave me and 99 I'll do. No regret will I go back to broken hearted fool. These prison walls around me are driving me insane. I wake up in a cold, cold sweat just to
back with Route 3. On the Pinecastle Records website, it states that the band was the recipients of the 2020 ACMA Bluegrass Artist of the Year. That is a great achievement. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And can you guys tell us a little bit about how that feels to receive that?
Oh, sure. We being local like that and receiving an opportunity to be voted in for that award, and it was during the pandemic, and so we were actually scheduled to play the awards, and we ended up not getting to, so that was kind of down. But it's a great honor. We really are thankful for that.
Awesome. So where do you guys see the band going in the future?
Greg?
Someplace that has food. No,
Give us a good steakhouse
Nice
and a potato
restaurant
Maria.
venue.
I'll be brief, but honestly, we just want to. We're so connected to our family, to our careers, to our home churches. We're very involved, and we love this music, and we love to go and play. But it's a hobby for us, and we enjoy it and do it for the love of the music. And so, wherever the good Lord wants to take us, that's where we're willing to go. And He just keeps opening doors for us that
Never thought possible.
we never thought possible, and we're so thankful for that. So.
That's good. And so, where can our audience go to find more about possibly future events down the road? Or
Yeah, you can go to our website. It's route3bluegrass.com. We also have a Facebook page. It's Facebook.com/Route3 or R3 Bluegrass. I'm sorry. Our website has our schedule on there. Information about our new music. Just lots of information there.
Merchandise.
So, merchandise, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you, Greg.
Hats, shirts,
Yeah,
CDs. If
Yeah,
you still
we
have a
do.
CD player.
we do. Yeah, yeah.
so, if they're wanting to book you, are they allowed to? Like, just anyone can book you? Or?
There's an email there, and also our phone numbers on the website. So yeah, we're booking into 25 right now. So yeah, if anybody would like us to play their event or venue, just let us know. Give us a call.
Awesome. Well, as we end the show, can you tell us about the song Just Believe?
Yeah, Just Believe is a song that Greg and I wrote together. This is a gospel number, and again, our faith is very important to us, and in the Lord has been good to us. And He gave me a little piece of this song, and I sent it to Greg, and it just went from there. The Lord just started opening doors and showing him things, and before we knew it, that song was written. And in fact, it is the title of our brand new project on Pinecastle Record, Just Believe.
All right. Well, we appreciate you guys being here with us
Yeah,
today.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us. It's been
Thank you
great.
for coming.
All right. And today that ends the show Behind the Bands. I'm your host, Yaneli Lopez.
And I'm Sadie Heisner, and we're going to leave you with Just Believe, an original by Route 3. Thanks for watching.
Oh, this path I'm going down, it seems I'm falling day to day most of the time. It's me getting in the way, so I'm searching for the answers. Eyes are open straight ahead as I speak His word. Remember what He said. I'll always love you, I'll never leave you. You've been forgiven, my blood was shed on the cross of Calvary. He died for you and me. It's plain and simple. Oh, just believe. Many times I often wonder how to get myself from under this so heavy load that I seem to bear. Foolish pride might be the reason that I stumble in a season that I'm reminded of the words that are so clear. I'll always love you, I'll never leave you. You've been forgiven, my blood was shed on the cross of Calvary. He died for you and me. It's plain and simple. Oh, just believe. plain and simple. Oh, just